Hi everyone, it's Jess here and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to share with you how I transformed to men's shirt into this beautiful ruffle dress. To make this DIY, I used two XXL men's shirt with short sleeves. First step, I remove the front pockets of the men's shirt. After that, I unsew the top of the collar. Then sewing to create a new look for the neck. I'm measuring the length of the dress before the ruffle hem as 55 cm, which is the length from the shoulder to the hip, and drawing a line there. After cutting the drawing line, I unsew two hands of the shirt. I also unsew two hands of the second shirt too. I use two hands of one shirt to make one new hand for my new dress. On one hand, I cut at 19 cm. On another hand, I cut at the middle. Then I connect them together and sewing. Don't forget to overlock the fabric after that. At two sides of the new hand, I'm drawing the new line at the gap to connect them together. After cutting, I'm overlocking there to protect the fabric. Make sure the length at two sides of the hand have to be the same. Now I'm making a loose seam at the hand by using the maximum length of the stitching. Keep one thread and pull another one to create the ruffle. Make sure the width of the new hands have to be the same with the old hand. Then connecting the hands to the shirt and sewing. After that, sewing two underarm big lines together. At the end of the hand, I fold it two times to hide the end fabric and sew it to finish the hand. Move to the end of the shirt. I'm drawing a line at one side at 13 cm from the end because I want to have a second level of the ruffle there. So I unsew one side of the shirt to that line and cut by the drawing line. Now I'm using the second shirt to create the ruffle hem for my dress. I remove the front pocket first. Then I draw a straight line at the end of the second shirt later. From that line, I draw another line at 30 centimeters. So the length of my ruffle will be 30 centimeters. I remove the button and cut the button area there to have a long rectangle. To the rest of the second shirt, I'm drawing another rectangle with 30 cm length too. I remove the button and cut the button area at that rectangle. Then I connect it to the first rectangle I cut before that. Then sewing. At one width of the fabric, I fold it 2 times to hide the end fabric inside, and sewing. I overlock the other side of the fabric later as well. Then I'm making a loose seam there to create the ruffle. Make sure the width of the ruffle have to be the same with the width of the shirt, and it will be the ruffle hem of my new dress. I use the rest fabric of the second shirt to create the second ruffle. I fold 3 ends of the rectangle 2 times to hide the end fabric inside, then sewing. At the rest edge of the rectangle, I overlock it by the zigzag stitching first, then making a loose seam later. Make sure the width of the second ruffle have to be a quarter of the width of the shirt. Now I'm connecting the second ruffle to one side of the shirt at the cutting I made before. A tip here is the width of the ruffle should be a little shorter at the side, so it can be outside of the side seam when sewing later. Because of the second ruffle, the cutting at the end is not equal. So I cut it again and also overlock it after that. The last step is connecting the ruffle hem to the end of the shirt and sewing. And here's my final transformation. It's an oversized dress which is very comfortable, but it's also very fashionable. I hope you like this DIY and subscribe to my channel to check my other ideas. See you next week!